want to exit out of this window you linked of 4chan screenshots of this cum mouse pad, but I keep looking at it. I can't
so
get
gross.
it. It's one of those mouse pads that have tits on it, or is it an ass? Is it tits? What? Oh, it's tits. Yeah, you see what it used to look like on there, and it is totally yellow, and it's got a raised, textured, cracked like an old mosaic in an ancient church look of it, like where it's
the Necronomicon,
like a Necronomicon. Perfect description with that. This is vile, and one of them, it shows the guy used a pen or something, hopefully to chip a piece out of it because it's all dry, and you can see depth with this. Like it's like 5 fingernails in girth as far as like laying them on top of each other, and how much cum?
Disgusting. You didn't mention my favorite part of this image.
What is it?
In the bottom right, there's a guy who goes, "You ain't got nothing on my cum shirt," and he's wearing it.
Oh! Wow, if you punched that guy in the stomach wearing that shirt, it would shatter.
It makes it so disgusting that people do that, because clearly it's not an isolated event. These people who are jizzing on an inanimate object repeatedly over clearly the course of years. Like who's doing this? Who's doing this? Because it takes so much planning. You know that they're at work or they're at school and they're horny and they're like, oh, I'm gonna jerk off when I get home. I can't wait to add to the collection. That poor little teddy bear in the corner is gonna get a big one tonight.
I feel like when it's a shirt or a sock, they're just hiding their cum receptacle from their parents, and that's the bottom line on this thing. You know, they keep that shirt between the mattress and the box spring, and break it out on the regular.
How much are paper towels? How much are like tissues and disposable things? Come on, people.
But
like clearly part of this is like a mixture of oddness and more oddness.
I don't know. A kid turns 14 and suddenly there's like a kitchen-style paper towel roll and dispenser on the nightstand. Mom knows what's up. She's no virgin.
Yeah, she'd rather have boxes of cum.
When she comes in and she sees the teddy bear with 3 inches of fucking icing on top of it, I'm sure that she just thinks you're getting into decorating or something, right?
Kyle, you lack stealth. You didn't put a hole in your teddy bear's bum?
Oh my God! It would like you squeeze it and just brown goo comes out.
It's crunchy. Yeah.
It's the teddy bear gets pregnant with your child of shame.
That's the plot line to that movie.
Wall.
What is the movie with Mark Wahlberg? Is it
Ted? But
Ted.
Nobody fucked nobody fucked Ted.
Did they explain the origin story of Ted?
Yes.
Oh,
you
did
were
they?
asleep.
Yeah, I did sleep in that movie.
You were asleep. It's the first 3 minutes of Ted, and I hear. I'm like, who dare sleep in Ted? We just got through the previews, and it's Woody.
I was terrible. I had sleep apnea and no BPAP machine at the time, so that was
Well, you can't really bring a BPAP into the theater.
If I had a BPAP, I wouldn't be like napping every time it got dark because I'd have restful sleep overnight.
I see.
Did you guys find the cum box thing I linked to you?
No.
The cum
box. This guy, in his own explanation, is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a shoebox, or at least once was, and whenever I masturbate, I come into it. I've had it for 2 or 3 years now, I think, so it has a fair amount of cum. It smells atrocious, and I tried to burn it once. When I lit it on fire, it was too damp due to the cum, and it simply sizzled and didn't manage to actually light up. Turns out burning cum smells awful, so I had to spray it with a deodorant body spray just to get the old smell of burnt cum away. It also has some drenched papers stuck to it. That's pretty much it. And then there's 4 images of this vile 7th circle of hell box.
Christ.
And it is like it's you can tell it's real because you can see the smattering of random misses of cum on the lid where he's been about to finish and he just gets it open and then maybe that first bursts overshoots a bit. And like this is reprehensible.
There's mold growing in it.
If I were dictator, this person would be put to death. This is like, can you imagine being so deranged that you come into a box for 3 years, it smells atrocious, but you can't quite pull yourself away from your cum box because it's your little creation, and then you try and light it on fire, and instead of being like, oh man, I guess I'm going to need more fire, you go, let's nix that plan.
I
there's
I
too
haven't
much
told,
cum
but
in
would
it.
you read edit number 4? It sounds like it's weeks or a year later.
Edit number 4. I often get PM'd about updates or current status of the box, generally a few weeks, so I might as well update this post. If anyone ever gets linked here anymore, current status, I have created life. Mold has begun to grow in the box and has taken over a fair amount. Smells a bit worse than atrocious, mainly due to a damper apartment, so it does not dry out as fast, hence the reason why the mold has begun. If your apartment is so damp that it's causing mold to grow in your semen shoebox, like, what is this person going to contribute to society? I hope that mold is poisonous and he passes away.
That's so
I really
gross.
do. I hope
That's
this guy
so
is in
gross.
a terrible accident and that the police, when searching for his things, find this. Or no, his grandpa or something. No, I wouldn't want to do that to the poor grandpa. Probably a vet.
Jimmy's.
I wonder if he's single.
Jimmy's load box. Oh.
He's just like his old man. This is
His
terrible.
ashes in it. You put his ashes in it.
And send him out to sea. It's
It's like a
it
Viking
won't.
funeral. Shoot the-
Ah.
Dude,
If
that's
like
the gross
there was a
thing.
loved one that you had and they died and I found a cum box, that's all I would remember about that person forever. Like if they gave me a kidney and 20 years later they asked me like, oh man, Ted, God rest his soul. I'd be like, yeah, the cum box guy. They'd be like, Taylor, he gave you a kidney. I'm like, oh yeah. Like no, you'd remember the cum box thing. Have either of you ever used a receptacle for excessive cumming and kept it?
No. Like
No.
Exactly. People
Yeah.
don't do this. Like this isn't
No.
People do it apparently. Like
Even cum sock, I thought that was mostly a meme. Like I didn't know people actually ruin their socks by just putting them on their dick and masturbating.
First of all, you can't ruin anything with masturbation. All right, you just
just make
send it
it
right
better.
through the washer.
Oh.
It washes off anything. I don't get. It's not like the sock just gets all crusty and like becomes like a solid object. Now you just send that bad boy through the wash and it's good again.
Yeah, but then like you're getting all your other clothes cummy.
It's a washing machine.
do you say that about sweating in a t-shirt?
No,
Yeah.
it's different though with the cumminess.
You're making up your own rules, Taylor.
You could.
I know.
could
If you
literally take a
hold on.
shit.
If you were standing by your washer and you were about to run a load, and then you stood there and you beat off into your open washing machine, would you be like, all right, this is going to be just as clean as it would have been if I'd thrown in my
But what
Tide
if you
Pod a second ago?
exercised and there was
Fabric
sweat
soap.
dripping off your forehead and nose into that puddle? Wouldn't you also say, I'm contaminating the load?
It's different
You
levels
guys
of
are
gross.
being-
When I played basketball, I'd rub up against sweaty guys all the time. You're guarding them. If that guy was covered in cum, he's scoring every time. I'm not guarding that guy. I'm looking at the name of this Reddit that it was posted in. The cum box was called Reddit's Museum of Filth. And I'm looking around at some of these things, and I need to link a couple of them to you. Let me-
From the Museum of Filth, eh? Okay. All right.
All right, here's link that, and then I'll read this. It'll be fun. All right, this is something from the Museum of Filth, and it was linked there from some question of what's the most self-inflicted sexual injury you've encountered, that kind of thing. So
This is going to be good.
not exactly sexual, but when we had gynecology and obstetrics in med school, we got this girl in from the psychiatric ward. The reason she got referred to gynecology is that she was smelly. Yep, really. So we didn't quite understand the referral until we got in the room and met the patient. The patient is a skinny young girl with the foulest necrosis-like odor I've ever smelt. It was literally so bad, half of us had to leave the room. The paramedics also commented that they had to roll down the windows when driving her there. According to the paramedics had to roll down the windows. They'll like pick up people's colons that get shot out by a biker who was just wearing shorts and then throw it in the back with shit. They're rolling out down the windows. According to the referral, the smell had been there for several weeks, and they tried everything, including forcing her to shower to make it end, and now they sent her to rule out gynecological issues. Well, what we found when we put her in the stirrups was that this girl had anorexia, and as a means of hiding her uneaten food from the hospital staff, guess where she'd been putting her chewed-up pieces of food? Yep, she, of course, told us she had never put anything up there. Well, either there's a disease that makes potatoes grow in your vagina, or she was lying. We dug out tons of literally rotten meat from this girl's vaginal cavity. Some of it had been there for so long We put her on antibiotics for the terrible infection she of course had. Hospital food where I went to school isn't great in general, and it didn't help to let it ferment for a few weeks in an acidic environment full of bacteria. I will never forget that smell. To make you understand how bad it was, let me just say that the vagina of any anorexic is not a happy place to begin with, as they are very prone to nasty fungal infections. Here, empiric treatment for both fungal and bacterial infections, seeing as we had trouble differentiating the more rotten food from her own necrotic vaginal tissue. So mix the smell of necrosis, rotting food, severely unclean crotch with a nice hint of infection to top it off. At this point in school, we had sat through countless hours of smelly surgeries, autopsies, treating homeless people in the ER, and I've never seen any of my fellow students react physically to any smell. Half of the people immediately had to leave the room, and some of us who stayed had to vomit.
Dear
So there you go.
God.
Can you imagine being so mentally ill that you hide like ham hocks and crab rangoons in your pussy?
No, I've heard all kinds of stories like that. Like Benji from the Stern Show talks about hooking up with this chick at the AVN Awards and like fingering her and finding a plastic baggie of drugs and pulling it out and being like, "There's drugs here," and she was like, "Ah, shit, I forgot I had those there." Like I've heard of porn stars putting, if you're familiar with like a makeup kit, the little squishy thing that the makeup applicator, that little pad thing. I've heard of them shoving that in their vagina to like hold back a period, and then having sex for the porno.
The tiny wedge thing.
They make circular ones. They're like a puck, and they're very dense and squishy. And the chick had shoved one of those up there to stop her period, and then forgotten about it. And so it's just soaked in blood and rotten up in there. And I heard the smell of that was disgusting. But what you are describing, sir, is a clogged food processor full of rotten hospital food and pussy.
I feel like you guys are looking at this through a very narrow lens. Like, okay, I will grant you that she had some, necrotic pussy tissue and a little bit of rotting meat and potatoes. But she was anorexic, which means outside of that, she was probably pretty hot.
I mean, maybe she looked good.
Yeah. I mean, if you could
but
get over the
be
smell.
Worth it.
Well, I mean, we all have different priorities.
Oh my goodness.
I think if you fucked her in the ass, it's unlikely to be much of a mess there. She doesn't eat.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm a problem solver.
I think I'm better at picturing things in my mind than the average person, because I'm really getting some awful mental images of this rotten vagina.
You're still on that, huh? See, I just breezed right through. I don't mind.
Have you ever like left like a bag of potatoes that has like 3 or 4 potatoes left in it, like on a rack or in a shelf?
Like some spuds start growing out and like spurts.
They turn black, and black liquid comes out of them, and it smells like death. I'm imagining that in her vagina.
Well, that's what it was.
I wonder,
it was that, and like they even said in there that it was so bad that when they're removing stuff, they're like pulling on it. They're like, "Goddamn piece of roast beef," and they're like, "Oh no, that's just rotted vaginal tissue." Okay, leave it there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, what was the aftermath? They need a water pick.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's one. This guy comes on a little anime figurine for a year, to the point that now, like, the face and everything looks like the guy in the middle who opened up the
no, I'm not doing this.
And his face started melting. Open it up, Kyle.
Like
Open it up!
I'm not. I'm done with this. I clicked like 2 or 3 things, and it was like 18 years of smegma, not safe for life. Like, no, come on.
I did see that, and I saw the smegma thing. We're all circumcised, so we don't have smegma. But
imagine coming on the same figurine every day for an entire year. Oh my god. It looks like you dripped candle wax on a little. And it was clearly like an attractive woman doll.
And you can even see there's a main river of cum that went down, but there are many tributaries leading to it.
Yeah, the boobs form sort of a funnel. So like there's cum all over her face and boobs, but like a straight line down her navel.
This is awful. This guy. What do you think should be done with this guy? We find this guy. We don't know anything else about him other than he created this. What do we do?
We should let him procreate with lesbians.
Oh, this is the guy.
This is the guy. He'll be Genghis Khan.
Well, this gets into something I saw today about furries. Do you know what furries are? They're people who like
Yes.
dress up in mascot costumes, fuck each other, and they're degenerate. And it's one of the things that the left and right in this country can clasp hands and say, "We don't like these people. We don't like them."
Is there a furry gender coming down the line? Is that why? Is there
Way
a new
ahead of
gender
you.
for furries?
Absolutely, of course.
No, but there was so we've talked about degenerate sexual shit before, and YIFF, YIFF, is a term where furries will have sex with each other or do sexual things with each other. And I found a Reddit that I know that Kyle won't even know. It's called YIFF in Hell, and it's basically showing all the degenerate, fucked up shit that a lot of these furries are doing, and like they're trying to like do stuff around kids where they'll have like, there'll be a parade or something, and some guy dressed as Goofy will pull his cock out in the middle of it, or something. and it's just people from, it's really just American unity, which is why I love it. It's people from all sides of the aisle coming together and saying, let's get rid of this.
Well, if they keep their dicks in around the kids, that's okay. Who cares if they fucking fursuits as long as cock's in around the kids?
One of them was a furry who dressed up in his furry outfit and was going, "Oh, I'm going to have another fun day at the children's hospital," going around talking to kids, touching the kids, hugging the kids. And then he posted more pictures of his furry costume covered in semen from times that he'd been engaged.
I'm on here. Go to Top All. Go to Top All.
Doesn't that sound like...
What?
Go to Top All on YIFF in Hell. I am the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th highest thing ever. The title is World War II veteran unleashes the full power of his 2 World War winners chambered in 45 ACP to defend his anus from rapid chipmunk. That's me. That's great.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So proud. That's fantastic.
Oh, me too.
And the top comment on there, Kyle, is, "I miss FPS Russia."
Oh, that's great.
I like that you were able to hit that.
No, what you
explosive.
described before sounds like a pedophile in a
Akimbo.
fursuit and not so much a furry, right?
I mean, it seems like, just looking at a lot of these images, that there seems to be some bleed over, at least in some sections of this group, where there are quite a few images of furry people trying to do these things to with or around children. And then also a weird kind of intersect of like Nazi furries, where it'll be someone dressed up
now
in
it's getting
fur,
fun.
but they've got like an SS badge and a swastika behind them, and it's like, do you think that if you were walking around in 1936, Hitler would have been like, "Oh yeah, this is what I'm going for, people"?
Was the animal white?
Or just animals and fuck each other in the street. Like, no, he would have. You would have been first in line, my friend. Like, he would not have cared for that. Man. So I had a interesting time looking at this YIFF in Hell subreddit today, and I just. It's so absurd, so ridiculous. It's hard for me to believe that it's real, Like, those corners of the internet where there are, like, established communities, but it's so bizarre that you're like, this can't be real. There's no way. It's just not. But I guess it is.
Oh, man, this thing you linked here is so depressing, Taylor.
Oh, yeah, the image macro. So basically, to describe it to you guys, it's a guy in a furry outfit, looks like a dog of some kind, and he's got a Santa hat on, and it's an older man, clearly the father of that guy, and the mother of that guy, and they're sitting there just with the most dejected, sad looks on their face because their son has become totally degenerate in this hobby or fetish, whatever you would call it. And the commenter here pointed out, like, look at the shelving, look at the food they have, look at the size of the spacing and the light hanging there that's kind of off, or the light switch, what have you. Like, these are low income people. They don't have much. This guy probably did his best to raise his kid to be as good as he possibly could, despite working long hours for not much pay. And then the result he gets is the son being like, "Oh, now I'm going to dress up like a Santa dog in all of our family photos so I can be a constant reminder of your somewhat failure as parents." They're always going to have to wonder, am I a failed parent or is my son just a degenerate? who just wants to ruin family photos and dress up and fuck other mascots.
I feel like it'd be so easy to beat someone up if they're in one of these suits.
Yeah. And we would never advocate that. But if a furry put you in a self-defense situation, if a furry came at you and he put you in a self-defense situation, what are you going to do, Kyle? You're legally able to defend yourself. He's coming at you.
I think if we're going fisticuffs, I think you want to move a lot of lateral movements because he's got a very narrow field of view, right? You want to left and right, work the body real hard because that face is the most padded part. I feel like you could really tear this person apart. He can't get a good grip on you because his hands are all furry, right? But every bit of him is a loose thing that you can grab and pull and tug and pull him off balance.
Would you shoot them like dozens of times in the head and torso in self-defense?
Oh God! I thought we were going hand to hand. Now, are we gonna have to gun this furry down? Is that
he's got a pipe and he's coming quick?
Oh,
never bring claws to a gunfight.
Oh,
certainly not. Especially if they're fake. Fake claws.
Yeah, you got to stand your ground.
I guess he looks through those eyes. His visibility must be horrible.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You can't see the look on his parents' faces. Oh, that makes me so sad for the guy and the mom.
Yeah, that's super embarrassing for everyone involved. I'm so glad I'm not one of these people.
I want to see the look on the furry's face.
Oh, like he's smiling ear to ear.
Is he just happy as fucking there, or is he also a little disappointed and wished he wasn't himself?
Dude,
he's a self-absorbed douche who thinks that he's being brave right now by coming out with this nonsense, but really he's just ruining his family.
This is who I am now. Oh, we should have. That's what we should have asked. What's his name? The movie guy who's
Your movie sucks.
Yeah, we should have asked him what his family thinks about it. I don't think that question ever came about.
Yeah. Did you guys see that other post on there? That was a screen cap of a Twitter poll they did to see who is okay with cub porn.
Is cub porn where you fuck like a person dressed up as an infant animal?
Yeah, it's where you'd want to like look at drawings of like very young childlike animals, or you'd want to fuck a young animal.
I'm okay with cub porn.
Me too.
Like here's my thinking on it. One, no animals are harmed in the imaginary rape of drawn baby animals. I don't know. And then if it does escalate into real life, like living out the fantasy of having sex with young animals,
I don't care about that either.
Oh, I don't know.
I eat veal.
But they don't want to.
I care if some guy's fucking. Please.
They don't want to fuck the young animal though. They want to fuck people, but they like when you're dressed up as an animal.
Is it okay to eat an animal, but it's not okay to fuck an animal?
Right. These are the questions we should be asking Taylor. Taylor, I just feel like your value system's all fucked up.
When you're right, you're right.
God put them here for our use. Okay, now I get to decide how I want to use that animal. Maybe I want to put a little marinade in there before I have dinner. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank God, Taylor! I forgot all about this subreddit. Some friends of mine linked this to me the other day. It's the new fat people hate, if you ask me. This is where we can all go and we can all agree that this is a mental illness. Now,
it's called "Are Dying to Be Fat."
Yeah, it's and correct me if I'm wrong here. Like this is people who are aren't literally dying to be fat. Well, literally and figuratively speaking, dying to be fat. In other words, they're dying because this is incredibly unhealthy, but they're also really wanting to be fat. Like, oh, I'm dying to go to Disneyland. Dying to be fat. Look at this image. This is my favorite one. This is safe for work. If you consider
be careful showing these, Woody, because some of these body parts could be construed as tits.
Yeah. Or it's my chin.
So is
that a nipple?
Super
no,
big.
It's a boil.
It's a step above a supersized big beautiful women. That's the description. A step above supersized big beautiful women. Okay.
Yeah. The fetish seems to be both the women doing this and the men into it, like the fact that they are dying from being so fat. Because like their all-time top post is a picture of this fucking monster with it says only 20 years old, already have high cholesterol, fatty liver disease, and diabetes. And then a couple of koi emojis as she sits there with her ew. What, you're wearing that spiked wristlet, like that's going to distract people and make you think you're dark. You're going to pop yourself if you wear that anymore. This is
so
and
gross.
then what other ones do we got? Like some of these women are so big. 18, 304 pounds with a goal of dying of a heart attack while having sex. Figured my friend belongs here.
Look at the image that I dropped in here in the chat. This is a giant beast of a woman and a little pixie of a woman next to each other. The little pixie girl is quite attractive, if you ask me. I like that look with the short hair, and I think she's pretty. She's very.
Yes, I can.
She doesn't even look like a teeny tiny person. Like she looks like a normal woman, and
she's a fit woman.
The one next, yeah, she's definitely fit, but she's not like, if you saw her in public, you wouldn't be like, oh my god, she needs to eat something. She looks unhealthy. Like she's like a normal weight, I would assume. Mm-hmm. That woman behind her is probably like she's like a foot and a half taller, laying on her side because of the fat that she's got enveloping her.
Their heads are about the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fat girl's farther away. So with the perspective, according to my calculations, that head weighs 38 pounds. That is a fat, nasty whore right there. Look.
Go down to number 4 all time on the dying to be fat.
I need to do this carefully.
Oh no, you don't do that, Woody. You don't go to number 4.
Roger that. Okay.
Kyle, you go to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Why are her titties so small?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh,
she
yeah.
weighs 700 pounds, I would wager. And she's got a titty the size of like half a cantaloupe.
I've known plenty of ladies who are normal size with bigger titties than this 700-pound woman. That's disgusting. I would kill myself. I would absolutely kill myself.
She is. That's what they're doing here. They're dying to be fat. They're killing themselves through overeating.
I'd do it today.
Yeah, I want to see what some of the comments are. I've only looked at these grotesque images of monsters that, if I were king, we would drop these kinds of people from the highest of my castle peaks to see how much they would bounce, and then they'd be fed to the hungry.
It seems like a good use of them would be to wait for enemy on attackers and drop them down.
We should be loading them into C-130 cargo planes and flying them over our enemies and dropping these instead of smart bombs.
If we dropped them in like Namibia in Africa, they'll be like, if this is what food does to you, I will stay without. But just in case, let's see if there is gold in her brain.
I wonder. I wonder how
once
many.
Again, just a mush.
Are these all self-posted, or some of them like?
No. These are self-posts for the most part.
Because I just feel like
this.
People might be posting nasty pictures they find. Check out this woman. I think this is. I can't tell what she's wearing on the bottom because it could be hidden in her fat folds.
Oh my god! I don't think that's real.
I
don't think that's real.
It caught my attention.
It is real.
The tube under her nose. I'll just share it. The tube under her nose is what caught my attention. She's on
oxygen.
She has O2. Yeah.
Notice that her shirt doesn't work. Perform as a shirt would ever perform on a human person.
What
work?
In what, like?
In the way that
tell me more.
Well, look, she's having to hold it there because she doesn't have a torso anymore.
Are you sure she's not pulling it up so you can see
I'm not
her
sure
loveliness?
This is real. I'm frankly not sure this is real. This is so disgusting and so unlike what a human being is. This reminds me of a manatee or something like that. This reminds me, if you've ever seen Blade, there's a scene where they go and they find like this super, super obese vampire that's like laying in a bed and can't move. That's what this looks like. Let me try to find that super obese Blade vampire. Blade fat vampire. Let's see. Yeah. This is perfect. This is exactly what I'm thinking. And try to find the best image. It's got like fake titties in some part. I don't even know if we can show those. Like they're not even real. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge.
Okay.
It's just this doesn't
giant ass bug just flew right behind my desk and I don't know where it is.
I don't think so. Those are where titties are. Even though I guess the whole thing's a prosthetic.
Yeah, it's just a giant blob.
Here's a couple comments here. Just rating yourself to a gluttonous end. Can't wait to see you tip the scales at over 1,000 pounds of pure lard. Wow, you look amazing. It must have been really difficult to get that big so young. I hope you continue gaining.
That big so young.
I cannot fucking believe I found this sub. This is all absolutely repulsive, and I hope you die before having children.
That's my alt account.
I know, I shouldn't have blown it. Sorry. Yeah, this is insane. Like, this is just a community of people who are embracing dying at the age of like 18 in some cases. If you go to overall number
possible,
the worst possible way. If you go to number 65, or I'm sorry, number 6 all time, Woody. Let me scroll ahead and make sure it's all. Yeah, it looks like you could show it. Like, does this person even have genitals? It looks like a fucking butter golem. But like, if you the first picture of the 18.
1, 2,
it says
3,
Echo's
4,
not
5.
so subtle ballooning.
Is this the one in the red underwear?
Yeah, the red underwear. She's huge in the first picture. And now start scrolling through, and by the time you get to the end, you'll think the first one wasn't as bad.
Oh my god. The things that happen to their legs in particular,
the knees.
Oh my, I can't believe this is real, guys. Are we sure this is real and this isn't
Dude,
like
it's real.
4chan prank?
I don't remember who it was on the O&A show
It could be a
who made
4chan prank.
this really funny joke, but they're making fun of fat people. It's like, bitch looks like she's got her shoes screwed on. Like,
if my dad came was like, Kyle, there's a girl over there. Here's her picture. I need you to go.
She can't get up.
Dude,
Can't get up.
She can't get up. She can't walk anymore.
If we don't do something, the coyotes are just gonna get her.
Kyle comes back. She tried to run, but she was just kind of stumbling. Wait,
Kyle,
she jumped.
I need you to go out there and put her down.
She just formed sort of a sphere and started rolling away. But I got her.
Between the pictures of 11 and 13, 11 she's still
I
sitting.
want to hear Kyle explain.
12?
Like, no. When they're that fat, you hit it with birdshot. It's fine. Their skin's made of leather.
Dude,
this is absolutely vile. Who could possibly be into this as a fetish?
It's
especially
putrid.
the women.
It's putrid. It's so disgusting. Like, and I can get on board with like chubby girls even. And like, I can see that like some fat girls, like actually fat women who are like 250, 300 pounds have pretty faces. I can get on board with all of that. Not that I'm down, but I can understand like the
I can even see
process.
pretty features, right? I've seen fat women who have good boobs, and it's like, you know what? Put those on somebody else, and we got a thing here.
Yeah, can I have those? I'll give you a bucket of KFC. But
Man.
These women have turned themselves into a science experiment. Like,
and these people are loving how they're dying. One of the posts is at 40 years old, number 15 all time, at 40 years old, Suzanne probably doesn't have much time left. And it's like they're getting off on her dying, which I'm not going to be the one to cast stones and not say that this person clearly deserves to die. Like they're actively working for it every day.
Hey, what's that thing that they bury giant obese people in that's really funny? Like instead of a casket. That's it. That's a piano box. They use a piano box.
If you're this fat, they should have to bury you at sea.
I feel
this is fucking vile. You don't deserve a human burial. They should burn
Taylor.
you. No, they can't do that. It'll be like a tire fire. 30 years later, they'll be like, "How is that still going?" It's like,
that's not
Suzanne
right,
didn't
Taylor.
have
The
much
sea
time
level's
left.
already rising. I feel bad because this is what Boogie described his mindset as when he was growing. He was like, I wanted to die. I love food. It seemed like a win-win. These women are in that spot.
Now look at him. Fucking Asian porn stars that just want it all the time.
That's a life turnaround.
18 years old, 100 pounds.
But he was dating someone like...
He was paying a prostitute.
But apparently not much. And she said there was a relationship there. She said it. I know she said it. I heard it.
There's a lot of sick people out there. Okay?
Oh my God, there's one guy on this subreddit.
All you need to do is, I saw him, is find the right sicko for you.
We're supposed to have these shame-free hand jobs, but a little head is supposed to be over the line.
I think everybody thinks that, where they're like, if I could suck my own dick, I would. But you're not thinking of the fact that like it's gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be way more similar to sucking a dick than it is getting your dick sucked.
Yeah. You have to suck your dick,
Yeah.
right? And
You're not
that's a
sitting back,
lot
yeah.
more work than being like, I'm enjoying
What a
this.
couple of Nancy's you boys are. I guarantee. Let's get a poll rolling out
Hey,
there.
I'm
You don't like
I'm just
sucking
trying to
dick, Tucker?
explain-
You
Yeah.
suck my dick.
I'll suck all the dicks. I'll suck every dick that I see. But
It'd be bigoted not to.
yeah, but I'm saying that, like, even if you could do it, let's just say you could do whatever the hell you wanted to do and you could suck your own dick to your heart's content. I still believe that you would be like, this is just not worth it. Like, jerk yourself off is just, it's lazy. Like, it's one-handed. Like, I can do everything else. I can do math while doing it, but like sucking my own dick, there's a lot going on in there. I respect the women that can suck
Yeah.
good dick.
Are you gonna
By
come
the-
in your own mouth?
I mean, you already
Absolutely.
got it.
I'm blowing that load all up in there. By the way, if you're out there and you're a fan of this sort of talk, two subreddits you might want to check out: R Autofellatio and R Self Suck. Okay, over on Self Suck, they're more into the tutorial business. They'll teach you.
This has got to be fucking hilarious.
They'll not only teach you. Oh yeah, I can absolutely link. Yeah, got this bit saved right here.
Suck. Which one's funnier?
Self Suck has training tips.
That's funnier.
You must be 18. Of course I'm 18. Come on.
Oh, I should have known this would be a lot of pictures of guys sucking their own dick.
What did you think it was going to be?
I thought it was going to be tutorials.
There are tutorials in the sidebar.
Oh, I should have gone to incognito.
It's like if you go to the photography
he's
subreddit.
just fucking.
He's sucking his own dick. What are you repulsed by?
I don't know. I'm not. I
It's
just,
one cock.
I just wasn't fucking. I don't know what I expected to open this to, but it's just previews of this dude's asshole. He's just.
Oh, if you go to all time on Self Suck and you go to number 4, a dude is like, "This is my technique," and he's pulled his legs so far back that he's locked them behind his head, and he's pushing forward on his own head down onto his penis.
Oh man, these guys have the moves. Look at this. This one guy, the guy that you were complaining about his butthole. If you scroll down a little, he fingers.
The title is "Hole is Twitching." Is the title?
Oh yeah. See, he's enjoying himself. Well, this is just a picture of his butthole. I don't know why we get this angle.
No.
He is in fact fingering his own asshole.
Well, nothing wrong with that. It's just one finger, you bigot. Okay.
I'm not.
It's
I'm just. How many? 2,000. There are 2,000 subs here or subscribers here.
2.6K
people. So we're 3 of them. Maybe Chiz is 4, right? So there's 8 people in the subreddit
watching right now. I'm taking notes diligently.
Are women allowed to be featured here is the number 1 post, and you know what? I'm gonna upvote that because
yeah.
she's
If you've never seen a woman lick her own pussy, then forget licking their own. I've seen a woman lick her own pussy before.
I gotta delete my browsing history.
Now that link I dropped there, you might think, those of you listening in here at NPR Self Suck segment, you might be wondering, is my penis large enough to suck it?
Now, the big question we're all wondering, is it appropriating gay culture to suck your own dick?
Yes,
Doesn't
yes,
matter.
it is, but we just
We've
don't
got
care
Ned
here at NPR.
Anderson. From
We
Hi.
receive no
I'm
government
Ned.
funding,
I'm Ned
and
here.
the
Yeah.
faggotry overlords do not command us. So, yes, you can auto-fillate with a smaller than average cock.
I was
As-
trying to find like a funny story on here, and the top one on autofellatio is my first success, and I was like, oh, maybe a funny little short story. This is pages of him describing himself sucking his own dick.
Yeah.
Pages of it.
Like, you got to think that it took him longer to write that than it would be to suck his own dick. Like, he wrote this in detail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See,
Yes, he's our lead correspondent here at NPR Self Suck segment.
NPR Self Suck. This guy's 5'5". Cock length.
Oh, so he's a-
6.75 inches and between 5 and 5.5 circumference at the thickest part. I'm
Gee.
not circumcised.
Ooh.
I'm 5'5" and I'm close to 160. He's 30 years old and still hasn't given up on his dream to suck his own dick. Dude, this is like the fucking. Yeah,
Like, he's sitting on
NBA.
Santa's. Yeah, he's like sitting on Santa's lap. It's like, what do you want? Well, I just really want to suck my own dick by 30, but I won't give up.
He like crab walks in there. I can't give up any mobility. I have to do this.
Oh, these dirty
How long
bastards.
is fucking like? There's so many. You would think that there's only one way to suck your own dick, but there are clearly multiple techniques here. There's not. So if one doesn't work for you, you should try the others.
I find
give
I find the guys who sit up more aesthetically pleasing, frankly.
And
rather
then
than
the legs like
the
on wall.
inversion technique, as it's
Yeah.
known.
But
Yes.
but then it's easier to come on your face.
It is. You can get a full load. Yeah, going. Yeah.
See, look at these couple paragraphs. How this guy tries to seem like more normal. This is just jumping in. He goes, "I've tried to love drinking my cum after years of jerking off upside down and into my own face or mouth while trying to suck myself. Coming into my mouth, or to a lesser extent, onto my face, has been a huge turn-on for a long time. Although it has always been the anticlimactic compromise for a long session of attempting to reach my cock with my own mouth. I've never just finished into my mouth while regularly masturbating. It is only when I'm trying to suck to myself. After an hour or so of stretching and breathing hard and getting so worked up and horny that I stopped being grossed out by the idea of shooting it into my mouth and end up wanting it. However, I'm not someone who can ejaculate into a cup, pop it in the fridge, and drink it later and get off on it. That shit freaks me out. And I can't see myself getting to that point. But if you get off on that, then kudos to you."
Yeah.
This guy with a straight face, probably not a straight face, probably looking like he has some spinal problem because of all this stretching, is telling people, I don't see how you could get to the point of wanting to drink your cum out of a cup in the refrigerator.
Gatekeeping for coming in your own mouth. Like there's gatekeeping for everything, right?
That's so fucking funny. That's gatekeeping.
I will not degrade myself to sipping not fresh semen out of.
Now, as a 30-year-old man who's been trying to suck his own dick since the Bush administration. Now, I'm no weirdo. When my wife goes out of town, I do an hour of stretching and limbering up before I try and fillet myself, just like the rest of you. But to put cum in a cup in the fridge and drink it?
No.
What do you think I am, a freak?
Let alone those cumsicle freaks, the ones who freeze multiple loads into a condom until it's penis-shaped, and then fillet that.
Just fucking use your hand, you maniacs. Just jack off.
I'm just
Can you imagine, like, you know, when you take too long to like jack off and you're trying to get tired and go to bed or something, and you need that extra oomph to get you to fall asleep faster? Like, you want to do that pretty quick. If you take too long doing that, you're like, when you finish, like, what the fuck? I could have gotten an extra few minutes of sleep if I just knocked this out quicker.
Yeah.
How much regret do you have after an hour of limbering up before every time you need to jack off?
And are you telling me that I'm pretty sure that I've, you know, maybe it's like my old 4chan days or whatever, but like I'm pretty sure that there was multiple instances where people were paralyzed trying to suck their own dick, and then you have to call for help. Because if you think about it, like
that never once happened.
No, that's hilarious. I choose to believe.
Paralysis from sucking on dick.
Paralysis from sucking on. You're like riding around, and they're like, "Wow, are you an astrophysicist too?"
Today I fucked up. Wait, here we go.
I tried to suck my own penis, and it didn't work out. Yeah.
Today I fucked up by sucking my own dick and having a stroke. 1 year old.
I had no idea I was so good at giving dome.
You're so into a stroke.
Oh shit! He blew himself into a stroke.
All right, here I'll read this. All right, today I fucked up by sucking my own dick and having a stroke. All right, so there's this other post about this guy getting poisoned, but I've got something better for you, and my girlfriend thinks it's funny. So when I was about 12, I discovered that I'm quite flexible and sometimes would polish my own schlong for the sake of why not? I'm really flexible, so I can give myself a decent blowjob. I've been thinking it can't be healthy for me neck, though. But BJ is good and whatnot. Until this year, as my body decides to age, this guy, where the fuck is he from? Until this year, as my body decides to age, it also decides that I can't handle all those blood pressure issues that I caused myself. If I bend like that, my head feels real heavy and stuff, and I can't hear, so it does wonders for my blood pressure. I started getting issues that would get worse progressively, starting with diplopia and getting the dizziness. That'd be much better if I didn't do it for a while, but I refuse to believe that if I'd abandoned my amazing hobby for the sake of my health, how bad could it get anyways? So last time I did it, I felt dizzy and this headache. And then sometime later, some days, I get this massive headache that's real bad. And when I move my head up and down and stuff, hospitals led to more hospitals, and turned out I had a hemorrhage stroke at the age of 19. Being pretty healthy and not having habits about it could lead to it. I haven't told my doctor about this, but I'll definitely abandon my habits for the sake of saving my brain. I'm paralyzed in one side of my body anyways, so it would be a difficult thing to do. So he stroked himself into paralysis. So you've gone from 2 hands and a mouth to beat off to just 1 hand.
But he said when he was 12, so he had 7 full years of blowing loads in his mouth. would you trade half of your body's functionality to nut in your mouth for 7 years?
Yes.
It's like a monkey's paw wish. Like, I just want to be able to come in a mouth for 7 years.
Yeah. And then you're just, I didn't think it through.
It seems like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, now when I come on my face, I can't even feel most of it.
I always come on the dead side. Somehow it's not as humiliating.
I mean, it doesn't even feel like my face. Dude, if I would
do is I take my dead hand and I grasp it with my good one.
firmly grasp it. Yeah. Dude, there's got to be somebody out there with like some kind of numbness on one side, and they do use their dead hand to beat off.
Just a little bit numbness. I mean, that's like the whole thing of the stranger is like when you sit on your hand and it goes numb and you do it, right? So
now who had the last laugh? That guy's gonna be giving fucking speeches in 20 years. You know, I used to feel so bad for myself for sucking my dick and losing half of my functionality. But now I realize I'm lucky. Because if I work really hard and I believe in myself, I can still get the tip in.
It won't be worth it until I lose all functionality.
And then he's like, now I just have my handlers maneuver my broken and ruined body to put my penis into my mouth. Oh my God, I would make up that I got attacked or that I was hit by a car or that something happened, because there's no fucking way that I'm telling people that I stroked out because I was trying to suck my own dick.
In the war.
Like, you just trying to think of him like doing like a university tour about the dangers of autofellatio.
He was like about to go onto the stage, and the guy with the fucked up voice is like, tough crowd. And they just go
You didn't go wild for stomas, but how about this guy?
Good luck following that one, asshole.
Oh, fuck.
Man,
that was great.
Man, these are two of the funniest.
Losers.
Two of the funniest subreddits I've seen. Of course, there are two different ones devoted to sucking your own dick.
Yeah, and they butt heads, I'm sure, with one another, because it's like a Free Folk and Game of Thrones subreddits. They have different avenues, different ways of looking at self-sucking, self-filleting, blowing yourself.
Like, is there like a top shit subreddit, or like weird niche subreddits?
Oh, like
for what?
Really weird shit? I'm sure Chiz could find stuff for us.
Oh yeah,
Chiz?
I've got a ton. Like what subject?
More subjects about people
Anything.
sucking their own dicks.
Well, that's about it. Yeah, this is my home court. The odd sexual subreddits. Like what do you want to know about? It just depends.
I just want to know about things that I didn't know about.
Upsetting or interesting? Like there's a whole subreddit on the Amazon sexual position where the man puts his legs behind his head and the woman and his dick goes down, and then the woman humps him. Right? Yeah, she's the Amazon position.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
I'm not flexible enough for that.
Oh, you are. Yeah, you are.
My dick is not flexible for that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my legs all the way back here and my
No,
dick
I'm just saying,
pointing
like,
down almost. Or straight out.
It's not. I don't see how that would hurt almost.
If I'm picturing it in my head, I should probably look it up and see what we're talking about.
Yeah. Look up the Amazon position. So, here, I'll find it.
Let's see if inflation has one. That's a funny fetish.
Oh, yeah, I know all about inflation.
Yeah, and
wait, is that inflation in general, like the cum inflation?
Oh, what? This is just a subreddit about inflation and deflation as something that you can do, not as a sexual thing.
It's a weirdly almost not. I'm not gonna say. You know how you have like tiers of niche of kink, right? Like,
look at this one. Look at this one.
Oh, Vor. Yeah, this is the one where you eat people.
What the? Wait.
That's how you get carpet burn, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you get carpet burn.
Dude,
I
this
just-
looks really uncomfortable.
I was like, nobody looks like they're having fun here.
Woof. She does. She's having a ball.
Yeah, but he has to like keep his legs elevated. Like he's doing a lot of work.
Yeah,
to fuck.
yeah. This is not a soy boy position right here. You gotta have been doing some crunches, some
Not a
shoulder
soy
work.
boy position.
Yeah,
I like the
those lats
throw they
have to
have
be-
back there on the back of that couch.
Yeah, I wish I could link this for the listeners. I mean, it's nudepixclub.blogspot.com/2019/02/reverse-amazon-position.html. Someone will work that out and link that to you guys, I'm sure. She is really enjoying herself.
Dude, on this Vor subreddit, the idea that someone
Vor
is
is weird.
masturbating to a cartoon woman being eaten by the T-Rex from Jurassic Park is just too funny.
But yeah, not only that, but I'm saying that like on like the tiers of things that have come up in conversation, like Vor is like on the level with like scat, right? Like there are people that like this. There's more than a dozen people that are like this.
No,
is for me.
I disagree. Because all right, I'll make it real clear. Your wife, okay, the woman you're going to spend the rest of your life with, she's going to be into one of two things: Vor or scat. We all have the same answer.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's
well,
because
yeah.
one of these things isn't gonna fucking happen.
Oh,
yeah.
it's
in
gonna
real life,
happen.
I'm bigger
She's
than
gonna
them.
want you to dress up as Pikachu and crawl while she like lords over you like the 50-foot tall woman and like stomps around and goes fee fi fo fum or some shit.
No, Vor is where you want to eat people.
Yeah,
What?
she's gonna pretend like she's gonna eat you.
In the fuck?
She's
Hold
gonna
on.
take chunks. She might bite you and take a chunk.
Okay,
This
well,
is Ginny. This is Ginny from Harry Potter and the Basilisk.
Ooh, that's fucking hot. Oh,
Like,
that's a.
It's like
that's
an
fucking
otherwise.
hot.
It's an
All
otherwise
right.
like thing that could be like I could be like, oh, okay, like nice artwork, but